Hello, good morning student. Today we are going to revise the lesson of geography. The name of the lesson is the interior of the earth. Dear student, as you know that the earth is formed near about 4 billion years ago. At first the earth was specially found there in the molten state. It was there in the liquid state, but slowly and gradually it just cooled down and the present day earth is formed there. So some of the scientists were there, and these scientists believe that it was gaseous hot balloon, and the outermost layer of the earth is specially known by the name of crust. Here we are going to get the information about the crust. How is our earth's crust? So near about 35 kilometer it is just spreaded there, and it is one of the thinnest layer as compared to the rest of the layers of the earth. It is cool layer, and you know very well that it is specially made up by various types of rocks, soils, and different types of material that we always find it there on the surface level of the earth. You can just observe this particular slide, and through this slide you can understand that this layer is outermost layer, and it is near about 35 kilometers from the surface level of the earth. Here it is the structure of the earth that is mentioned to you here. You have to observe this particular diagram and try to understand what type of structure is mentioned to you here. The outermost layer is here. The outermost layer is specially known by the name of crust. Then just below it there is another layer, and it is specially known by the name of mantle. And then just below the mantle there is also one layer, that is outer core, and just below the outer core there is also one more layer, it is called as inner core. So this is the structure of the earth, which is clearly shown to you here through this particular diagram. Let us see. We are going to get here the information about the crust. You know very well that crust is specially concerned with lithosphere. This lithosphere is specially related with the land, as well as we can say that the continental crust as well as oceanic crust, these both the crusts are specially found there. Continental crust, you know, it is related with lithosphere. Oceanic crust is specially found there just at the bottom of the ocean. Why is continental crust called as Sial and oceanic crust is called as Sima? As you know that in continental crust you can just find there are two important elements, especially aluminum and what you can say silica. These both the elements are found there in larger quantities in continental crust, so that's why it is known by the name of Sial. Then a particular kind of crust that is specially found there under the water, it is called as oceanic crust, and in this crust silica and magnesium's quantity is greater as compared to the rest of the things, so that's why it is known by the name of Sima. So this is the information which is given to you here about Sial and Sima. These two important things are specially concerned with continental crust and oceanic crust. Now we have to get the information about asthenosphere. You know very well that as we go inside the earth, so near about 100 kilometer to 400 kilometer we can find a particular layer. It is a part of mantle, and this layer is specially known by the name of asthenosphere. This asthenosphere is specially found there in the partially molten state. It is there in the semi-liquid state. So this is the information about mantle. Mantle is very important. Now we have to understand why inner core of the earth is solid. If you observe these diagrams you can easily understand the inner core of the earth, that is especially found there in semi-liquid, that is specially found there in solid state. Let us see. Here you can just find the atmosphere. Atmosphere is there around the earth. Then lithosphere is there. Lithosphere is considered as a outermost layer of the earth. It is especially concerned with crust. Then after that we can understand Mohr discontinuity. So Mohr discontinuity is specially concerned with the disconnection between what we can say crust and the mantle. So it is discovered by this particular scientist, so that's why the name of this discontinuity is given there, Mohr discontinuity. Then we can also find Gutenberg discontinuity. So it shows the discontinuity between the mantle and the core. So it is discovered by Gutenberg, so that's why the name of this discontinuity is given as a Gutenberg discontinuity. Then you know hydrosphere is also there around the earth. So these are the different types of layers, or these are the different types of things that we always find it here. And all these various layers always create a pressure on the core part. So that's why our core part of the earth, it is specially found there in the solid state. Let us see. Here we need to understand the information about barosphere. But before going to start this, let us try to understand the structure of the earth. You know very well that the outer part of our earth is known by the name of crust. It is specially concerned with lithosphere. Then after that, we always find there near asthenosphere. Asthenosphere is spreaded from 100 kilometer to near about what we can say 410 kilometers. It is specially concerned with mesosphere. Then we always find barosphere. Barosphere is the word that is specially formed by the Greek word baros. Baros means solid form, inner part, so innermost layer of the earth. So it is known by the name of barosphere. So this barosphere is specially found there in the solid state, because there is a high pressure, temperature is also high there, and so therefore barosphere is specially found there in the solid state. Then this in the outer core of the barosphere, we always find the two important things, and these two important things are nickel and iron. So therefore its name is given there as Nephi. So this Nephi is specially found there in the outer core part of the earth. Now we have to understand the different types of rocks which are specially found there on the surface layer of the earth. So here there are the three important images which are given to you here, which are shown to you here. These images are specially concerned with the different types of rocks. First, igneous rock, then sedimentary rock, and metamorphic rock. You know very well that how these rocks are formed there. Let us see. Here it is the information about how our igneous rocks are formed. As you know that there is a high temperature there inside the earth, and semi-liquid molten lava that is also found there inside of the earth. So whenever this lava always tries to come on the surface level of the earth, so definitely it comes there on the surface level of the earth. If it gets vents and it solidifies there on the surface level of the earth, it cools down there, and a particular kind of rock is formed there. It is called as igneous rock. So this igneous rock is specially formed by cooling process. So however, in short, we have to say that igneous rock that is also formed. Then this igneous rock is specially classified into two parts. First, extrusive igneous rock, and second, intrusive igneous rock. You know very well that whenever lava comes there on the surface level of the earth, it cools down, it solidifies there, and a particular kind of rock that is found there on the surface level of the earth, it is called as extrusive igneous rock. Now we have to understand intrusive igneous rocks. So when lava tries to come there on the surface level of the earth, but it doesn't get a particular vent to come there on the surface level of the earth, so therefore it just solidifies and cools down inside of the earth. So a particular kind of rock that is formed there, so it is called as intrusive igneous rock. So these are the some pictures. These pictures are shown to you here. Through these pictures we can easily understand extrusive igneous rocks and intrusive igneous rock. Now here there are some examples. These examples are mentioned to you here. These are the examples of igneous igneous rocks, extrusive igneous rocks and intrusive igneous rocks. Let us see granite and dolerite. These two examples are especially concerned with intrusive igneous rock, and basalt and uh, gobro. gobro. So these are the two example of extrusive igneous rocks. Let us see. Here we are going to get the information about sedimentary rocks. You know very well that sedimentary rock is specially formed by the particular process. You know very well that different types igneous rocks as well as metamorphic rocks are fragmented, and when these rocks are solidifies and consolidation process and deposition process always happens there, and this kind of rocks are transformed into sedimentary rocks. So however sedimentary rocks are formed there. So this is the process of sedimentary rock. So this process we can understand it through this particular PPT. So it is a kind of rock which is mentioned to here. So here there are some examples. These examples are mentioned to here. We can understand how these sedimentary rocks are formed there, and on the basis of their formations we can understand their example. First one, mechanical process. You know very well that this particular kind of rock is also formed there mechanically. So this particular kind of rock is also found there. It is specially what I can say formed there because of deposition and consolidation process. So here it is the example that is mentioned to you as sandstone. Sandstone, you can take an example of this particular kind of mechanical formation of rock. Then chemical formation of rock. Here it is the example, rocks and salt, that you can include it here. These rocks are formed from the deposition of chemicals like salt through the evaporation process. Then another one, organically formed rocks. So you know very well that there are different types of dead plants and the animals, and these animals and what I can say dead plants always mix up with rocks, and a particular kind of rock is formed there. It is called as organically formation of sedimentary rock. So this is the information which is given to you here about sedimentary rock. Now we have to understand metamorphic rock, how the metamorphic rocks are formed there. So here it is a process which is mentioned here. So this particular kind of rock is formed when igneous rocks and sedimentary rocks underwent changes through the physical and chemical process. It means that igneous rock as well as what we can say sedimentary rocks are transformed into another kind of rock, and this particular kind of rock is formed there. It is called as metamorphic rock. So physical changes as well as chemical changes we can just find it here in this particular kind of rock, and it happens because of high temperature, high pressure, and a particular kind of rock is formed there. So this rock is specially known by the name of metamorphic rocks. So this is the information which is given to you here about metamorphic rock, formation of metamorphic rock. Now here there are two examples. These two examples are mentioned to you here about the metamorphic rocks. First one marble and the second one slate. Let us see next one. What are minerals? So dear students, as you know that minerals are specially found there inside of the earth. Minerals are inorganic substance occurring naturally. These minerals are naturally found there, and these minerals are specially found there inside of the earth. Here it is a rock cycle. This rock cycle is mentioned to here. As you know that there is lava there inside of the earth, and whenever this lava comes there on the surface level of the earth, you know it just solidifies, it just cools down, and a particular kind of rock is found there. It is called as igneous rock. Then due to some outer forces such as the wind, then rain, then fire or sunlight, so this igneous rock is fragmented into small particles, and you know very well that a particular uh, process it happens there. So sedimentary rocks are formed there, and then sedimentary rocks are just transformed into metamorphic rock. Then once again these metamorphic rocks can be fragmented into sediments, and a small particle soil it is formed there, and once again high pressure that is created there, and a particular kind of rock is formed there. So once again, as you know that lava or magma it comes there on the surface level of the earth, and this particular process it goes on continuously. So this is the process of rock cycle which is mentioned to you here. So I hope that you have understood this particular process of rock cycle. Let us see, here is the last point of this particular PPT. It is specially concerned with what are the uses of rocks. You can just observe this particular slide. Through this slide we can understand that how the rocks are used for the various purposes. So let us see, here there are some uses which are mentioned to you here. You know very well that it is specially used for the household work, household utilities. Then you know very well that it is specially used for building a monuments and different types of things. Then you know very well that it is specially used for the some other purposes too. So these are the uses of the rocks which are clearly mentioned to you here. I hope that you have understood this particular video. Still, if you are having any doubt, if you don't understand anything else, you can just text your message to me. Thank you very much.